Hello everyone, it's Shauna coming to you live from her craft room in Edmond, Oklahoma. Today is July 27th. It is Sunday, it's 4:00 p.m. If you guys are scrolling through the Facebook world, stop by, say hi. Let me make sure I'm in the right spot. Give me just a second. I am in the right spot. Let me turn on real live comments. Let me mute myself. Okay. I hope everyone's had a fabulous weekend. Again, I can't believe it's come and gone way too fast. We're going to make this cute and easy and simple card. It's a fun fold. And then we're also going to make, I think, another second card, a real easy card, just so that you can see you never have to go extreme. You can make something very simple and very elegant. So, because I think this card is very easy to make. I don't think it's going to take us very long. We'll see where we are time-wise, but I have a second idea for you. It is using the Charming Day stamp and die set and the Charming Day Designer Series paper, which it was the paper that drew me to this. So I love the pretty colors in it. Before we get started though, let me go over a few things. Of course, you know Stampin' Up! Offers 3 different levels of creativity. I go over this every week. We have our kits, which are the easy step-by-step instruction kits. Here are the kits that you can buy online. Go to stampinup.com. We come out with 2 new ones each month, and so they're always changing. This is the Pop-Up Pals kit. Now, most of our kits come with enough materials to make 9 cards. This one only came with 4 cards, but it was only $10. So I made this at our last little paper pumpkin get together that we did last week, and they are cute cards. So, hi Leslie, how are you? I wouldn't say that these were the easiest kits. It did take me a little while to figure out how they all folded and went together, but they are stinking cute. But just some pretty 3D cards, and again, this kit, it only has the 4 cards, but it was only $10. So they are really stinking cute cards for just $10. So on the kits, again, if you go to stampinup.com, you can see exactly what comes in the kits, and they are all inclusive. It comes with the adhesive you need, the ink you need, the stamp block that you need, everything that you need. All you need to do is grab your kit and go. Maybe grab some scissors and a trimmer. Our other kit is our monthly subscription paper pumpkin kits. They usually come in like a sweet sorbet color box. Every once in a while they'll do a really fun, beautiful box. But these are surprises. I'm glad you caught me live too, Leslie. So this one was Sweeter With You, and again it makes 8 cards, 2 of each, but these were so cute, and I have not put together my kit yet. Thinking maybe we might do that next week for a Facebook Live. What do you guys think? So again, our kits are the step 1 level easy instructions. Then our mix and match for level 2 is great for the intermediate. Somebody who doesn't want a lot of crafting materials but still wants to be creative. You can buy some mix and match envelopes, some mix and match card bases, a stamp set, and you can put it together however you want. And then of course level 3, creativity your own way, is pretty much most of our catalog. Anything goes. You just grab what floats your boat and you create away. So our paper pumpkin kit, just a sneak peek for the one that you can subscribe to now. This is Farmhouse Florals, It does come with 2 stamp sets, so it's got a free stamp set, and you need to be subscribed by August 10th for this one. If you guys need any help doing your Paper Pumpkin subscription, please reach out to me. Here's kind of a sneak peek for the one in September, Fall for Toil. Here's also a sneak peek. Our mini catalog will be out soon. If you are a demonstrator, you get to look at them and see everything before everybody and pre-order from it. I believe we get to look at it July 30th maybe? July 29th, sometime this coming week. And then we'll get to pre-order like August 6th. Hey Deidre, how are you? So if you're interested in becoming a demonstrator, let me know. And again, you can get to see everything before everybody else does, and you can pre-order it and play with the goodies. So, but again, here's a sneak peek at something that's going to be in our fall mini holiday catalog, and this paper looks gorgeous. So, and then it comes with this awesome coordinating add-on die set. It's called Circle of Seasons die. Has this great stitched circle, a little flower for the strawberry flower, a leaf, a strawberry pumpkin. Listen to me, a strawberry pumpkin, a strawberry, and then you can also use it as an acorn. So that die you can use for a couple of different things. Our catalogs, this is what our current catalog looks like. We do have great product in here. However, I will have to say, if you don't want to miss anything, make sure you're going to stampinup.com to shop, because all of our last chance products, which are our discounted products, are on there. All of the new kits that come out every month are on there. Our online exclusives are on there. So much more product that never makes it into the yearly catalog. So again, I have really been loving our online exclusive sets. I've been using most of them, and this Charming Day one that we're going to use today is an online exclusive. So they're very pretty. Just to let you know real quick, craft shows. We have already signed up for the Earth Glow Market craft show this year. Me and my husband will be there. He does woodworking, if you don't know. So November 8th from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. at Church of the Servant. This is off of MacArthur Boulevard, just north of Memorial, in between Memorial and 33rd. So come out and see us. This is a great craft show. They've had it for 30 years, so it's been one that's gone on and on and on. And it's really a good one. And if you guys know of any other craft shows, let me know. There's a few of them that I've checked into that we're not going to be in town for, but I am looking for at least one more craft show to do. So let me take a moment to talk about card and scrapbooking classes for the month of August. This is my card class that I'm offering. If you don't know, I offer monthly card and scrapbooking classes. Because of the summer months and everybody is out traveling, I've designed these as class to go kits, which means I cut all the materials, put them in a bag for you. All you have to do is put them together. The only downfall to the class to go kits are I can't do the stamping. So you will need your own sentiments if you want to put sentiments on there. Again, I've gone over this before. You don't have to put a sentiment on a card. I do a lot of cards that I sell at the craft shows, and I don't put sentiments on them, because if somebody loved this card but wanted to use it as a birthday card and I put a happy retirement sentiment on it, they're not going to buy this card. So you can easily just make a card, do not put a sentiment in it or on it, and then when you put your message inside, they're going to know why you're sending them the card, if it's their birthday or they're not feeling well or whatever it needs to be. But this was using our in colors. This is called color blocking. So this is a technique for this card. This is a slider card, kind of a twist on a slider card. This sailboat moves back and forth, and it actually holds this card closed. So it's kind of a gatefold card with a little bit of a gap so that your sailboat can move back and forth. Again, I will have all the pieces for you to make this card, but not the sentiment. I can't do any stamping for you, so since we're not meeting in person, I can't do the stamping. This one is a fun fold card. It sits up like this. So let me give you a side angle so you can kind of see. It's not your normal card, it is a fun fold card. It's got this great lake scenery in the background, and then your sailboat is floating in the lake. So very pretty, very cute. Again, this August card class is a class to go kit. It's $15. You need to let me know by July 31st. So just a few more days, guys. Today's the 27th. I need to know by the 31st if you want a kit. And you'll need to either do $15 and pick it up and go, or you can do $15 order with me online, and then you get this card class for free. So it depends on if you want product, then you can order product. If you don't want product, then you can just do the $15 and take the class kit to go. So I will have those kits made by the 22nd for you to pick up on the 23rd or after. If we were meeting in person, August 23rd is the day we would be meeting in person. And for the scrapbooking, which I'll show you here in a second, I will have all the kits made by the 29th for pickup on the 30th or after. So, and the scrapbooking one is $45 because you make 6 pages. It's 3 2-page layouts. And if anybody's interested, I do a church crop every month. So it's on August 16th. This is at Crossings Church over there off of Portland, in between Memorial and 33rd. So if you're interested, let me know. It's from 8 to 4. Come and go as you please. You bring whatever you want to eat or snack on. It's not teacher-led. You bring whatever you want to work on. If you want to work on your card class to go or the scrapbooking class to go, you can. I'm there to answer questions, but I can't sell anything at that. I can't really promote anything. The church lets us use it for free. Before I show you the scrapbooking, just a couple of more cute cards using that sunrise sailing bundle. Here's a couple of more. But again, these were stamping, and I can't do the stamping cards if we're doing class to go kits. So we can stamp and do everything if we meet in person. We can if we're doing class to go kits. This is an easel card. It sits up like this. And this is heat embossing. This is using the beautiful gallery paper, which I love. And then the die on the sailboat. And then this was just kind of a very cute 4th of July, red, white, and blue, patriotic, just regular card. So just a cute couple more alternatives. If you do want to buy that bundle, again, it is the Sunrise Sailing Bundle. So if you want this, you could order this and then get the card class for free. So there are the dies, and here are the stamps. It's a great stamp and die set. And again, you guys, it's an online exclusive because that's what I've been loving. All right, let's look at the scrapbook pages. So here is, these were made by using the On the Go workshop kit. So Stampin' Up! Does have scrapbook workshop kits, and theirs looks a little bit differently than mine, than what I offer. I use my Cricut and do a lot of these Cricut cuts for you, but I did use the paper, the puffy embellishments, the pretty twine that comes with it. These are all Cricut cuts. I did use the stamp set in a couple of places on these. Right there's a date. Again, these were Cricut cuts, but there's some more of that twine. Here's some dots. So there is layout 1. And again, this scrapbook class, it's $45, but everything comes pre-cut and pre-measured for you. All you have to do is put it together, basically. So again, here's some more twine in the background, some more puffy stickers kind of spread throughout, some little dots, Cricut cuts, puffy stickers, dots, some twine. So if you have been doing some road tripping, here these pages are ready for you to put your pictures on them. They're ready to go. Cricut cuts, puffy stickers, dots, twine. There are a lot of hidden gems on these. Again, I did some stamping, so I can't do the stamping for you, but you can, if you want, order online the tags to go stamp set, or you could do the workshop kit. Here's the puffy stickers that come in that workshop kit. Here's the twine that comes in that workshop kit. So again, if you order $45 in product, then you get the scrapbooking class to go kit free. So it's however you want to do it. You can pay me for it and leave, walk off with just the kits, which the kits look like this. Again, everything comes pre-cut in a baggie. Your Cricut cuts, your paper, they're labeled number 1, number 2, number 3. So this is how your kits come. And then you work off of a photo that I have emailed you, and you put them together. It's pretty easy. So $45 for the scrapbooking kit, $15 for the card kit. Again, you can just pay me the cash, pick up your kit, be good to go. Or you can do the product and then have some free product and a free kit. If you have any questions, let me know. But again, you'll need to sign up by July 31st. So that was this Thursday. So here we are today, the 27th. I need to know by the 31st so that I can put my order in on August 1st, get all the materials, have time to cut it all up, and have them ready for you on the 22nd and 29th. Hopefully that makes sense. Okay, let's get to crafting. Because again, I want to be able maybe to put 2 cards together for you. And again, you don't have to have an elaborate card. What drew me to this was this pretty paper. And let me show you the paper. Grab it. Okay, and again, this is called Charming Day. Give me just a second. So there are 12 pieces of paper, 2 pieces of each. They are double-sided, so you could have 2 of these or 2 of these, or you could have 1 of each. Hopefully that makes sense. So here is page 1, front and back. Page 2, front and back. I love the purple in this. If you're a purple person, you're gonna like that. Page 3, front and back, and I've kind of cut into this, so sorry about that. I had to use it, right? Page 4, front and back. And again, if you're a purple lover, some very pretty purple purple flowers. And then I've cut into this piece, so here is the front and back. Oh, hold on. Sorry. That was the front and the back on that one. I had a piece of paper stuck in there. And then here is the front and back of page 5. Some pretty flowers. And then here is one I've cut into already. So there's the front and there's the back of it. So a lot of these are a very plain color on the other and then a floral on the other side. So, and again, this is called Floral Charm, and the item number is 166125. My Charming Day products arrive tomorrow. Can't wait to see your ideas. Oh my gosh, Leslie, you're gonna love it. I am in love with it. Okay, so like I said, we're gonna try to make 2 cards because they are easy cards. I'm gonna use a piece of Mossy Meadow. That's what we're gonna use for our card base. Let me grab my trimmer. And I am just going to go ahead and score this at 5.5 because that's half, because this is an 11 inches long, 8.5 wide piece of paper. And then I'm going to cut it at 4 1/4. So we're just scoring it in half and cutting it in half. You can get 2 card bases from each piece. Oh, and before I put my trimmer, let's go ahead and make our first. I'm going to fold this over, burnish it with my bone folder so I can get a nice crisp fold. And I'm going to bring my trimmer back in, and I am just going to cut off 1 inch off of the top layer. So what's great about the Stampin' Up! Trimmer is there is a guide that goes sideways on this trimmer, so you can take this and line it up on your fold line. That's exactly where your blade is, and just come down. And then if you take that and put it back in your trimmer, I'm just going to cut on that fold line up to that other cut line. And you can get an exact cut. And I'm going to bring this back in here, and just because I don't like this little funny bit that's on here, I'm going to cut that off just so it's a little bit more eye-pleasing. So again, cut back up, and that's going to come off. I'm just going to take my scissors, if I can find my scissors. There they are. And cut this little piece. So now you don't have that funny little piece sticking up. Okay. So let me grab my DSP. That is just designer series paper. And the piece that we're going to need, so again, the card opens up like this. The piece that we need is going to be, for this orange piece, it is 13/16. And I actually already have a piece because when I cut my paper, this was left over. So I'm just, oh, that's short though. So let me cut another piece. That'll be easy. Let me grab that paper. So that is the back side of that one right there. So again, just a piece 13/16. And on our Stampin' Up! Trimmer, all the little bitty lines are 1/16. All the next to bigger ones are the 1/8. So if you kind of don't know your measurements, there are 16 of these little ones in 1 inch, and there are 8 of the next to bigger ones, and then the other bigger ones are the 4ths. So there's 4 of those in 1 inch. So I'm just going to go over here and I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 16ths, which is actually just 2 from that. And then this is 5 3/8 long. So 1, 2, 3/8. So we'll have this piece right here. So basically I'm just cutting a 1/16 off. I just want a little bit of that green showing through. And then this piece right here is 3 1/4. So let's go 3 1/4 by 5 3/8. So 1, 2, 3. Again, I think this paper is what makes this card. It is a very simple card. So again, your card does not have to be an elaborate card. Just use some pretty paper, some pretty stamps, and whoever gets it is going to love it, I promise. And first of all, they're gonna love it because you're probably gonna mail it to them and it's a card and not a bill. How many times do we open up our mail and it's just bill after bill after bill? And then when you see this really pretty envelope, it's like, oh, it's not a bill. Okay, I'm gonna scoot this over a little bit. Just get that in the middle. Try to line it up as best as possible. And then put this one on here and try to line this one up. Again, there's just a little bit of that mossy meadow peeking through. Sorry, I needed to turn it this way so that I can see it a little bit better. When you get in here and you're doing the video, sometimes the lighting throws a glare. Okay. So now what we're going to use is our Spotlight on Nature dies. These are on page 69 in the catalog. And I'm actually going to use these 2 right here. So these are a lot of dies, and some of them have this really little dash cut. This reminds me of a plate. I guess of a paper plate kind of. This has a little floral leaf, and then these have some dashes that go horizontal like this. So, and there are 3 of each. So 3 of the flower, 3 of the dash and dots, and then 3 of these little slats, however you want to call that. So, and I'm going to use some scratch. I forgot to tell you guys the colors in these papers. Let me grab that. Is Berry Burst, Blackberry Bliss, Mossy Meadow, Night of Navy, Pretty Peacock, Timid Tiger, and I think Petal Peak. They did not add that on here, but I think it's the Petal Peak. so that's what we're going to pull the scratch out of. So let me grab some Petal Pink scratch right here. I just keep all my scratch paper in these little page protectors. So let me grab this right here. And I also need to grab some scratch white. Let me grab that. And I'll bring this card back in. I always end up pulling that off the camera, and it's hard for you guys, especially if you're just jumping in, to see what we're making. I'm going to use my die cutter machine. So see, I'm always putting it on camera and then pushing it back off camera. All right. Well, let's see. I was trying to see if I had another. That's okay. I'll use this big piece. So there's my Petal Pink. And I'm going to put, this is the floral leaf one. I'm just going to stick that on here. And this is just a shim, just because my machine is old, stretched out. Pull this off, and then let me run my white piece in here with that. And the white piece is just the little dash and dots. Run that back through. And I can get, actually I still need that. I need to cut some leaves. Sorry, that's my little, everybody always asks me what's that clanking sound in the background. It's a little magnetic bowl that I stick my magnets in so that when everything is going crazy all over my desk, I don't lose them. Okay, and then I need some scratch mossy meadow. So let me grab some little scratch mossy meadow. This will work. That was probably a card base though. Here, that's a little piece. In the Charming Day, these are the red rubber stamps, but there are these beautiful flower and leaf. So this will cut this out and you can stamp it and cut it out. Or here's a beautiful rose. This reminds me of the Beauty and the Beast rose. And then there's this leaf die and this leaf die. So I'm going to grab both of the leaf dies. And just put those on here like so. And run those through. We'll do all of our die cutting at once. Okay, now I can move that big bulky machine out of my way. It takes up a lot of real estate. I love my machine, but it is big. Okay, so be a little careful as you're pulling these out and apart. These are dainty and delicate. But there's one and there's another. And then let me grab my mono green capped Tombow glue. That's what's in this. I just keep it in this little bottle. It's just easier for me because it has a little smaller of a tip. And if you're not careful, that will come rushing out and you will have a green glue capped sticky mess everywhere. I have a hate and love relationship with it. I love it because it's great and it works. And I don't know what I have gotten all over. Sorry, reaching across the camera. This is an adhesive eraser, if you don't know. For some reason I had some sticky stuff on my white scratch paper. Okay. So let me put those back in my magnetic plate. And then I'm going to bring my silicone mat out. And I'm going to grab my Berry Burst ink. And I've already got my stamps on a block ready to go. The stamp that I'm going to use, let me bring back in this card so that you can see what we're making if you're just coming in late, is Thanks for Being You. I love the font on this stamp set. I'm going to go tap, tap, tap. And try not to stick my head in the camera. Hopefully I got it on there. Yes, I did. Put that to the side before I smear it. Let it dry. And I did, it's up to you, but I did take another piece of white and did some sponging right here and put a little leaf in here. That's completely up to you. But that one was Thanks for Being You. You made my day. So just a very quick, easy thank you card. And again, that You made my day is off of this stamp set. There's a Thanks for Being You, happy birthday, can't wait to see you again soon, hey, you made my day. And then here's some flowers that you can color. So, oh, and another thing, let's go ahead. I fussy cut these, and if you guys know me, I don't like fussy cutting. I'm slow at it, but I wanted some of these purple flowers, so I did go ahead and spend the time and fussy cut them. And I guess what we'll do is we'll fussy cut this big one right here because I wanted a big, a small, and a medium size one. So just get my scissors and cut these. These are our paper snips. That's what we call our scissors, and they are very sharp, and that is definitely what you need when you are doing fussy cutting. Something that is sharp and small and easy to get into. So there's the medium one, and let's see, do I have a small? I think I'm going to use Decisions. I think I'm just going to go for it and use this small one right here. And I will have to say, when you're fussy cutting, don't be, I mean, it's a handmade card. It does not have to be perfection, which is something that I struggled with. I like perfection. I don't like distressed. I don't like it very precise. And so I really had to work on being okay with it doesn't have to be perfect. So give yourself some grace. There are some people who love to fussy cut. They love to sit down and turn on a movie, and I'm like, how in the world do you fussy cut and watch a movie? I guess you could listen to it, but it wouldn't be something that I could watch. I guess maybe I get too into my movies. But you just keep your scissors at the same little angle and you move your paper. And again, your scissors do all the work, so you need a good pair of scissors. And then I'm going to come in here and I am just going to cut off this piece of petal pink. There was a flower that kind of went into that. And I will probably put this up underneath this. So you'll see what I mean here in a second. Fussy cutting is never perfect for me, but even so, it's worth it. It is. And Leslie, I find myself doing it more and more, and I think it's because our paper is just so pretty. I mean, just the, you know, not just the images, but the watercoloring and the way they use the color. I actually stamped a couple of flowers and took my purple blend and colored them and used them, and I didn't like the way they looked, and that's what made me want to just fussy cut these flowers out, because even though I colored them with my blends, I could not get this light and dark like they had in the paper. So it looked kind of funny when I put the ones that I colored on my card. I wanted it to have the same overall look and feel. So I'm just going to take my dimensionals. I need some big ones and some small ones, and we sell both, of course. I'm going to take 2 big ones on the thanks for you. And I'm actually, before I stick that down, I'm going to take some adhesive, and I'm just going to put the adhesive on half of this because it's going to hang off the side. So you don't want to put, you want to keep your adhesive over to where it's just on this side, because if you put adhesive on this side, it's not gonna, you're not gonna be able to flip it up. So put your adhesive on one half of it. I'm gonna put my thanks for being you right here. Get it in the middle, get it even. And then I'm gonna take my 2 different leaves, and I just kind of put them, just tucked them up under like this, and I see a little piece that didn't punch out, so let me grab that out of there. So I kind of want that to come across down like this, and then this one like this. So I'm going to stick my adhesive right about here. I'm going to hold that down for a second. Well, maybe. I'm impatient, Leslie. I don't have patience. Okay, and then I'm going to take a little bit more and just put that kind of in the same area, and I'm going to lay this one on top. Okay. Now what we can do is take this flower and stick it right there. And see how I was talking about that had a little niche out of it from that other flower? That's okay. That is just fine. Let me grab a big dimensional. I'm going to tuck that back up under there, and nobody's going to be any wiser. We're the only ones that are going to know that that flower was missing a little bitty piece. Okay, and then I'm going to come down here with my middle flower, my medium-sized flower, and I think I'm just going to put it right here on this little clump. And then I'm going to come up here and put my little flower up here on this little clump. And there it is, other than I did take some Winkostella. This is just basically a glitter pen. And I'm going to be honest with you guys. Always take a glass block or something and put your little bit, because you can ruin a card by squeezing Winkostella out onto your card. I've done it more than once, and it makes you sad because this is usually the final finishing touch, and you've worked so hard on your card, you don't want to ruin it. So just take and put your little Winkostella on something else instead of straight onto your card. Okay, if you guys wanted to do the inside, you could. I'm not going to. You can do the inside of your card however you want. So now let's go to card number 2, because we still have like about 13 minutes before the hour's up. And I'm going to show you, again, just by using some pretty paper and a card base, you can make a very pretty and easy card. So I'm going to reach for my other half of the Mossy Meadow that we've already cut and scored. I'm just going to take my bone folder and burnish that down. And I'm going to do a card this way. Give me just a second. I'm going to reach for some different paper. I'm going to use this paper this time around. And again, the paper is going to do all the talking. So I'm just going to leave very little bit of the card base, the Mossy Meadow. So we're going to go 4 1/8 by 5 1 2 3/8. And we're going to layer this like this, and we're going to take the same piece of that orange Timid Tiger. Is that what I want to use? Hold on, let me look. I might want something else. Give me just a second. thinking the Timid Tiger might be a little bit too much more than what I want, but let's see. I'm just kind of flipping through this. I don't know, I might, you know what, I think I might just use the back side of it and just, I think that's what I'll do. And I'm just going to cut like maybe an inch. Let's go, I'm going to use this side of the trimmer since it's easier to cut on. Yeah, I think this purple is going to be way prettier. And then, again, that was 5 3/8, so I'll just do it the same length. 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to go ahead and put some adhesive on our little strip. Put this little strip on. Trying to see, you know, which way I want my paper. Decisions. And I really like this flower right here, so I don't want to cover that up. So, which I don't want to cover, oh goodness. Back and forth, back and forth. Again, there's probably, it's gonna look fine regardless. Well, that didn't work. Let me put it this way and use my grid paper. Make sure I am lining this up. There we go. And now what we'll do is we'll take the happy birthday stamp from this same stamp set. Lovely card, gorgeous colors. I know, Leslie, I'm in love with this paper. You know, when you've got great paper, that's all that matters. Sorry, I'm reaching across. I'm grabbing my black, Tuxedo Black Memento ink. And I'm going to ink up the happy birthday out of this same stamp set. And I'm just going to put happy birthday right here. I love the font again in this stamp set. And then, you know what we could do, guys? I'm just kind of making this up on the fly. I'm going to take the big stamp out of that and grab a block. And grab some more of my, that piece will be big enough, a little scratch paper. And again, take my black Memento ink. Stamp that. And then bring back in my die cut machine. And I'm going to use the big one to die cut it out. Going to line this up. Get it on there just like I want it. Run this through. And then let's grab some blends. Of course, we need Mossy Meadow, probably some Old Olive. Let's see. I'm kind of thinking maybe a peach pie would be really pretty. And maybe the petal pink. I'm thinking Berry Burst might be a little bit too much for this. So let's go with our light. What did I just say this was? Peach pie. And I'm just gonna fill this flower in. And now I'm going to take our dark, and I'm just really going to kind of let the designer, the artist who made this stamp, kind of help me. I'm just going to really go around the edge of these flower petals and make them a little bit darker. And you can spend a lot of time blending if you want. It just depends on if I'm in a mood to color or not color, because you can get very technical, very in-depth. But you can see how just a little bit of the light and the dark, and just let those blend together. And then I'm going to do this other flower right here. Had trouble communicating. Oh, Mom, I'm so sorry. Well, I'm glad you're here now. And again, I'm going to take my light. And this petal pink is very light. Hopefully you guys can see me on the video coloring. Yeah, you can see it a little bit. It's not very dark. But I'm just going to throw that color in there and then come back with the dark. And again, go around these little black edges already that they've given us. I'm going to let the artist do all the work for us. And then let's take our, I'm going to start off with the lightest. And again, this is Old Olive. And you can tell I'm not even filling in all the leaves because I want some dimension in between all these colors. So I'm just laying down kind of a light base color first. And then I'm going to come in with these other colors. Let's go the light Mossy Meadow. I'm really just kind of coming in and going over that little mark in the middle, and then I'm going to come down here and I'm going to add just a little bit of darkness to the bottom of these. And we may not even use our dark mossy meadow because this light is pretty dark. I'm going to let these blends blend and do all the work for us. Okay. And then I'm going to come back with the dark Old Olive. And just add that kind of to the tips that I left white. And then I'll come back in with the light Old Olive and blend it all together and soften all those edges. Blends are great for a scribbler because the inks do exactly what it says it does. It seeps into the paper and it blends it all together. So again, here's our light. I'm coming back in here and now I am just mixing that all together because these are alcohol based. So the more coloring, the more wetness, the more liquid that you put on it, the more they mold together. The colors just really seep into each other and seep into the paper, and it leaves you with no harsh lines. And as they dry, they just look better and better and better and better. Sorry for that squeakiness. That is the marker because I am scribbling. Okay, have I done them all yet? I don't think so. I can't remember where I started. Almost done. Okay. And again, it's going to be beautiful as it dries. It just gets prettier and prettier and prettier. So let's take a moment. Let's bring this back in here. And I could have really used some purples in the flower. That probably would have been even prettier, but you'll get the idea. So I'm just going to layer this DSP, and again, I've only left about a 1/16 of an inch all the way around. So you're barely going to see this mossy meadow peeking through. And then I'm going to take some dimensionals. Ta-da! Isn't it so pretty? I love it. Quick, easy, and beautiful. This is definitely going to be one of those stamps and dies that I don't care how many floral stamps and die I have, this one will not be leaving my home. Let's see. And of course, we need some Wink Stella. And here, I just told you guys not to take your Wink Stella. Put it on your block. I'm gonna add some sparkle. And then we need some dots. Let's see what goes with this. Tell you what, we could go, these are the rainbow adhesive backed. That purple looks really pretty, and so does the petal pink. So let's grab maybe, let's see, how do I want to do this? Maybe a big one and a small one, and then let's go a big one and a small one, and maybe another big and maybe a small pink. Ta-da! All right, there are 2 cards, guys. I think they are beautiful. And I think this might have even been prettier if we would have done maybe some purple. I'll have to go in and play with that a little bit, but that was just kind of off the cuff. All right, guys, it is 5:06. I'm 6 minutes over, but we made 2 cards. So hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your weekend. I know it's almost over. And I hope you guys love these cards and this paper as much as I do. Thanks for stopping by and spending an hour with me. We'll see you next weekend. Bye-bye.